This is my book, Seymour the Very Forgetful Porpoise. Once upon a time, there was a forgetful porpoise named Seymour. Seymour lived deep in the deep blue sea. Like most porpoises, Seymour was kind and playful. In fact, he was probably the sweetest porpoise you could ever hope to meet. But unlike most porpoises, Seymour was very, very forgetful. He forgot everything. He forgot to listen in class. He forgot who his friends were. He forgot plans they made together, and sometimes Seymour even forgot how to play his favorite games. Thwack, ping, pat, bonk. This is what it went like when Seymour tried to remember something. Seymour tried every trick he could think to fix his memory. He wrote himself notes, but then he forgot where to put them. He tied string around his fins to remind himself of things, but he could never remember which string meant what. No matter how hard he tried, things only got worse. Seymour decided he needed more than tricks and gimmicks to solve his problem. If his memory wouldn't come back to him, he was just going to have to go out and find it. So he swam off alone to just do that. Beyond the reef, past the old sunken ship, and through the kelp forest, Seymour swam. Still, his memory was nowhere to be found. Finally, when he was far, far, far from home, Seymour saw another porpoise. Maybe he's seen my memories, thought Seymour. Hello there, he said happily. Seymour swam in closer, then realized he was talking to his own reflection. Seymour studied himself. He looked just like any other porpoise as far as he could remember, but then he noticed something particular. Aha, no wonder I'm forgetful, he said. My memory must be slipping right through that hole in my head. Seymour couldn't wait to get home and share his news, but when he did, the other porpoises only laughed. Seymour, they said, we all have holes in the top of our heads. Don't tell us you forgot. Seymour smiled sheepishly and slipped back into the blue. Moving sadly along and forgetting to watch where he was going, Seymour swam into a creature he'd never met before. It looked a little like a porpoise, only much, much bigger. It was black and white and had an enormous smile with lots of big, sharp teeth. Hello, my name is, Seymour, Seymour said shyly. Hello, Seymour, answered the giant porpoise. Seymour smiled. What is your name? He asked. I'll tell you, said the creature, but first you'll have to count to 7. Seymour didn't know if he could remember how to count that high, but he tried anyway. 1, that was already hard. After 1 is 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6. Kevin, exclaimed the gigantic porpoise. What are you doing out here on your own? Kevin asked. I can't remember, said Seymour, and he really couldn't. That's all right. I forgot things sometimes, too. You do? Asked Seymour, very excited to meet like-minded minied mammal. Of course I do. Everyone forgets some time to time. Not me, confessed Seymour. I forget all the time. I bet you could remember some of your favorite things to do, said Kevin. Sure, answered Seymour. That's easy. Come on, I'll show you. And together they began to play. They leaped high out of the water. They blew big bubbles and watched them go pop when they reached the surface. They dove down deep, and swam along the ocean floor to feel the sand tickle their bellies. Hee. Soon the sun was low in the sky, and it was time to go. But before he swam home, Seymour invited Kevin over for dinner and gave him directions to his house. You go straight through the kelp forest and take a left at the second ship. I live just past the coral reef. Seymour rushed to tell the others all about his new friend. He tried the hardest to remember everything about Kevin, and to his amazement, he did. He's how big? One porpoise asked. He's what color? Said another. And how many? And he has how many teeth? A third chimed in. He's not a giant porpoise, he's a killer whale, said a fourth. Dinner at 8, asked the last. We'll be 8 for dinner. The porpoises laughed again, but this time nervously. Just then a large shadow appeared over the seafloor. Everyone scattered and hid in the reef everyone except Seymour. Am I early? Where's everybody? Kevin asked. They're hiding, Seymour confessed. Oh, hide and seek, my favorite, exclaimed Kevin. And with that, Kevin began to find and fried the porpoises one by one, but he didn't try to scare or eat or even bite them. Gotcha, he laughed. When the others saw that Kevin was friendly, they joined in on the game. It was always easy to find Kevin because he was such a big whale. Later that night, everyone sat down to dinner, and Kevin ate only what was on his plate. Seymour's recollection of their day, along with Kevin's impressive coin collection, made the other porpoises forget they had ever been afraid at all. They laughed and told stories, and the 7 of them ate until 9. As for Seymour, he remained as forgetful as ever. Well, almost. But now he had Kevin to remind him of the important things. The end.